I'm here to talk about RockMelt, which is a new browser that just came out that aims to integrate social networking into your web browsing experience. And I want to talk about whether it succeeds at doing that. And at the same time, I'm going to offer some comparisons to Flock, another social browser that came out with a new version just last week that adds a lot of new features. And so we'll talk about both of those and see which one works better. What I really want to focus in on are the social media aspects of RockMelt and then in Flock as well, because that's what makes them different. So a lot of that in RockMelt lives in what they like to call the edges of RockMelt. The left side is what they call the friend edge, and on the right side is the app edge. So I'm going to start on the app edge, actually. This is where you'll find things like your Facebook feed, which is right there on mine, and your Twitter feed is right there. And you notice when you click on any of these buttons, it opens a window, a sort of a panel. These kinds of panels are used all over RockMelt. It's their way of getting you into different feeds and getting you to your social networks. And you can interact within them. You can reply to tweets, for example. You could comment on someone's Facebook post. And it doesn't disturb the browsing experience that's going on behind you. If I can go over to Flock, you'll see that instead of having separate buttons for your different social networks and your feeds, Flock creates a single stream that all of your updates simply flow into, and it automatically updates. Whether you like this better or you like the buttons, it's kind of a matter of preference. One advantage that you get from having it in the feed this way is that you can just glance over whenever you want and you'll see what's coming in. Some people might not want to see what's coming in every second, so maybe you prefer the buttons. Over on the left side of the screen, in the friend edge, you'll see icons representing several of my Facebook friends. And what you can do there is you can either click on one of the icons to bring up a window where you can start a chat with that person, or you can write on their wall. And you can also share a link by simply dragging it to one of the icons from anywhere on the screen, like so, and it brings up an additional window where you can decide how you want to share it, through a chat, through a Facebook message, or by writing on their wall. Over on Flock, you can designate custom groups of friends, and this is something that they've just added in their most recent release. By default, you'll see there's a group for my Facebook friends and my Twitter friends, and there's also a best friends group that you can add people to, but then you can create whatever ones you want. And then over in the stream, you can decide whose updates you want to see at any given time. So let's get to the bottom line here. Which of these browsers should you try? I'd say if you're a heavy user of Facebook, if that's your main social network that you use, I would try RockMelt. It has a lot of excellent Facebook-friendly features, and I think it may improve your social networking experience. If you are more of a power user of social media tools, if you use Twitter, YouTube, Flickr, other things along those lines, you might want to try Flock instead, because they have integrated a lot more tools. So that's the way I'd go for now, although that may soon change because RockMelt is planning a lot of improvements for the future.